Traders, have you ever asked yourself why you keep making the same trading mistakes over and over again? Why you keep taking emotionally driven trades? Why you keep going against your trading plan? Right, these things are super important, but the thing is, most of you are lazy. That's just the cold hard truth. Most of you aren't willing to do the work in the correct areas to improve yourself as a trader. And I'm not talking about doing some analysis or doing some back testing. Yes, these things have their key places, but that's not what I'm referring to here. What I'm referring to is trade journaling. Now, I'm gonna be honest, if you can't sit here and watch this entire video that can actually help you level up as a trader and recognize certain aspects of your trading to really dig into, then you have to ask yourself the question, are you really deserving of leveling yourself up as a trader? If you can't watch a video that is actually trying to help you level up, then what's the point? So stick around, watch this video. I'm going to show you how I actually journal, what works best for me, the layout that I journal, and I'm going to show you my Notion template as well. So stick around, you may learn something. Let's get into it. Right, now we're inside my trading journal, so I'm going to show you around a little bit and show you some of the things that I do have in here, which is very important. So let's take a look at this. So I've got a few key details here. So I've obviously got the mission, which is basically an affirmation as soon as I log on to my trading dashboard of, right, what do I need to focus on, as you can see here, to consistently execute the trading plan. I know my edge is profitable, I know it's consistent, now it's just a matter of fact of just executing that very consistently, and that's my main focus. Next we have tools. So this is a few direct links to websites that I either use on a daily, weekly or monthly basis. So for example, TradingView, obviously use it on a daily basis. This just allows me to optimize things further. I don't have to, it just basically speeds it up. I can just literally go straight into TradingView, go to products, chart, and I'm obviously straight onto then TradingView. Same with Forex Factory as well. So whether you do use news in your analysis or you don't, is entirely up to you. For me, I do or have been doing over the past 2 years. Basically because there's a few key announcements that I really want to pay attention to. CPI, FOMC and NFP. Personally for me, if those news announcements are coming out, I don't really want to risk capital in those times. So I'm happy staying out, and that's for me to be aware of. So for example, last week we had CPI on the US dollar. There was a lot of volatility that actually happened. I was aware of that ahead of time, didn't take any trades in this period, and it just helped me stay out of any unnecessary losses or unnecessary risk, because that's so important. We are risk managers at the end of the day, so it's important that we do manage risk appropriately. Next we've got Forex sentiment. So I don't use this as a confluence factor or anything like this. I'm just usually fascinated between the diversification of volume on different pairs. So I obviously trade euro dollar, pound dollar and pound yen. I'm just kind of fascinated to see how the masses are trading those pairs. Are the masses majority long, majority short? As you can see on euro dollar, 68% of the volume is short based and 32% of the volume is long based. We've got 8,000 lots and 23,000 positions, and obviously 13,000 positions for long as well. So it's just fascinating, and it's just fascinating to see, right, well, am I against that? Am I with that? I'm just curious just to see how the masses trade according to basically how I trade, basically. It's just fascinating for me to see. Same with pound dollar, you can see the vast majority of people are short, and pound yen, pretty 50-50, 60-40. So yeah, then what we've got is a little bit more of a detailed report in terms of institutional wise. So we've got commitment of traders. I can go onto this, and there is a variety of reports available. And for me, I will go on to financial, because we're in the financial markets, and we can look at this. So we can go on long format, and this just basically brings up the volume from different pairs. So we've obviously got Canadian dollar, Swiss franc, British pound, Japanese yen, and we've got the euro here. So I can just see, right, from an institutional standpoint, how many people, what's the volume diversified in terms of how many people are long versus how many people are short. You can see the vast majority is long currently, and then short wise there is less. And it's just interesting for me to see that, because I don't, like I said, it's not a necessity for me to use my analysis because I don't want to overcomplicate things, and you can go way too far in terms of using so many different confluence factors so you just don't end up taking trades. I'm not about that. I'm sticking to my probabilities. I know what I'm looking for. But from time to time, this is just fascinating for me to look at in terms of if I'm looking at the higher time frame direction of a pair, for example, euro dollar or pound yen. It's just interesting for me to see. So I will use this from time to time, and it's a good little tool for me to have. But you can customize your own tools. You can put different tools in here. If you want to put YouTube in here, probably wouldn't recommend that in your trading journal because you want to keep focused. But if you want to put a tool in here that's actually going to help you as a trader, put that in there. Next, quarterly review. So quarterly review is very important because, number one, the vast majority of people I don't think actually do it, and it helps you from an investor standpoint of quarters, measuring things in quarters, looking through the trades that you take, looking through the trades that you missed, looking through any lessons learned, and actually improving yourself on a quarterly basis as a trader. Going back through the previous 3 months, so let's say we did Q3 or Q4 now. If it was the end of the year, I would go back through December, November, and October's results, October's trades taken, see, okay, how's my trades taken? Is there any common patterns within my trading that I need to fix or be aware of? Is there anything that I want to change coming into the new quarter or the new year? And little key details like that that you may not recognize otherwise. You can go through things month to month, and I will do that as well. But from a quarterly standpoint, it really helps you just to consolidate those lessons and really bring those forward into the next quarter, which I find really, really helpful. So how I lay it out is basically, if we take a look at this now, we've got Q4, which I obviously haven't done yet because we're still in November. So this is Q4. We've got up here a backlink to the obviously main dashboard, which we can do in the top left-hand corner anyway. But we've got wins, losses, break-evens. This is from a quarterly perspective, total trades, profit and loss in terms of percentage or R, whichever you prefer. This is the key detail. What went well, right? Key 3, 4, 5 lessons that really went well. What didn't go well? Key things that you really want to bring forward into next quarter or next month. What lessons can I take forward into the next quarter? These key details will help you improve as a trader massively. Yes, they are very simple, but sometimes the most simple things are overlooked. Looking back for your quarter trades and seeing what went well, what didn't go well, how can I improve? That reflection period is so important for you as a trader because it's you doing the work consistently to consistently level yourself up. So that's important. Right, next we have advanced self-review. So if we just take a look at September, what have we got? How have I laid this out? So I'm just going to talk you through this and then the template first. So I've got September, we've got a template here so you can just copy and paste if you ever needed to change anything. Trades taken, missed trades, wins, losses, break even, total trades, profit loss. A little summary on, right, what have I learned, what have I found throughout the month. On this example, I found that over the past 5 years, August and September can be quite slow due to holidays. This was very much the same until late September. First half of September was slow with 4 trades taken. Then on one day, whilst being in a different country, 2 trades manifested at the same time, and I took both. These 2 trades made up for the entire month. Right, so the month wasn't that great, to be honest, until those 2 trades. But you can't pick and choose what the sequence of wins and losses is going to be. 2 trades in one day, if I didn't take one of those trades or if I didn't take both of those trades, my month would be completely different. But you need to stay on the ball, you need to stay on track and actually execute the plan and trust the edge, trust the probabilities, because if you start messing with things and if you're not confident, if you're not staying patient but aggressively patient, waiting for the trades, then you're going to do yourself a disservice, because if I'd have missed that, whole month changes, whole quarter changes. So that's important. Lessons. The importance of being patient but ready to execute. If I had let the first half of September get to me, then I would never have executed the 2 trades on the 20th and the 21st, making up for the month. This is a great analogy of trading and why patience is crucial, but also hammers home the point of staying ready as a trader to execute the trades when and where they do form. So once again, you can have a slow month, but as long as you're staying ready, that's the most important detail. In here we have a template. So what I'm basically doing here is showing you how to lay out your trades. symbol, direction, euro dollar short for example, the date of trade, profit or loss of the trade itself, trade analysis, so add some details to why you took the trade. Was it an entry model within your plan? Did it stick to your plan? If it didn't stick to your plan, you shouldn't be taking it, but obviously note that down. Psychology, add details to how your psychology was at the time of the trade and managing the trade. This, when you first start out in trading, is going to be a lot more detailed, or should be. You're probably going to experience things such as FOMO, nervousness, anxiousness, these little key details that are important to note down and improve off, because if you're not aware of them, once again, like I said at the start of the video, it's very easy for you to repeat the same mistakes over and over and over again. So really pay attention to that and document everything down. Lessons. Any lessons learned from the trade? No. Add these lessons to the actual monthly lessons learned as well, which is here. So if you do have any lessons in here, note them down here so you can bring them forward into the next month and the actual quarterly review, which will then take into the next quarter. Very important. And then last but not least, we've got trade management, and then we've got before screenshots and after screenshots. This, from a visual learner standpoint, is good to just see. Good to see your higher time frame screenshots, your lower time frame screenshots, what you saw before the trade, what you saw after the trade, and just learn as a trader. For me, if I've just got text down, I don't know exactly what trade I've taken. I know it's going to be part of my plan because I don't take trades out of my plan, but I can't see the trade, so important to note that down. Next we have trades taken and missed trades. Right, so here I've got a trade that I took on the 20th of September, 13.2. This was a trade that I actually executed in Greece as well. Quick analysis, so why did I actually get involved in the trade? Why did I take the trade itself? This is important to jot down. Psychology was good, similar to EU. I was away in Greece at the time but trading on this particular day. Psychology was good, similar to EU. I was away in Greece at the time but trading on this particular day of the trip. Took the trade in New York Open, managed accordingly, and emotions were stable as per usual. Just a little checkup. Lessons. Any key lessons from the trade? So in this example, it was these two trades that were taken whilst traveling in Greece. This gave me an insight and the belief that I can realistically do this when traveling if the correct logistics are in place. For example, time during the day to actually focus on trading, etc. Trade management, and then I've got before and after screenshots as well, which is important. That's pretty much it. So what you're doing, obviously you would have your separate spreadsheet or your separate software to track the nitty-gritty details of strike rate, win rate, commissions, actual P&L, everything of the nitty-gritty details on a separate spreadsheet, in my opinion, or a software, to really track your actual performance. But this is a case of actually going into detail with each trade that you take. Why have you taken the trade? How is your psychology? What lessons to be learned to really fast forward that progression of you as a trader? Because if you just have the spreadsheet, you may not note down the lessons the same. You may not see the actual images that you need to see for the actual trade. So it's hard to relate back to, it's hard to go over this stuff. Next, last but not least, we have markups in here. So as you can see, the markups for November so far, I've got an example to show you as well. And this is important. So let's say coming into next week, I wanted to add some more markups for the week. All I do is I go up here and I go on new week. This will then come down with 5 screenshots for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. Like so, toggle that. And then we can see these. So all we then do is we go Monday, drag it into Monday, Tuesday, drag it, Wednesday, same thing. Right, so you're just doing that same thing and then we can just get rid of this. But obviously keep the new week. Right, and then you just go on every one of these and you jot down your markups and then any comments. So I've got an example here on pound yen that I wanted to show you. So for this I've got an example. So you note down, has it been done? Date of the actual markup, pair. So you can customize your own pairs and put your own pairs in there as well. Markups, before markups. As you can see, I've got text in here noting down what I was waiting for beforehand, how it manifested, what happened afterwards, etc. You can go into detail with higher time frame, lower time frame ones. I do that as well. But for this example, I just wanted to just do it quickly and just show you a higher time frame example of the trade. Comments, great day in the market, executed the trade on GJ, which was aligned with my trading plan. Nothing too much to report, emotions were stable, confident in my execution and management, very systematic, and was diligent to the plan. Very simple, right? And you just do that over and over and over again, and then as you get months and months of data, you can go back, see how you progress as a trader. If there's anything to learn from, you'll learn from that. Markups is arguably one of the best ways to really develop yourself as a trader, because it's almost back testing in the moment. You're back testing at the end of every single day of what went on in the markets, was there any trades taken, and then go from there. So that's important, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So that's important. So overall, that's the trading dashboard. Very simple, straight to the point with what I need, disregards anything I don't need, and I've got everything I need. Advanced self-review, monthly journaling, which is then separated into obviously trades taken, missed trades, and a template. Then all these lessons go into quarterly review, and then I can then use that going forward into the next quarter, right? Take them forward, learn as a trader, progress yourself. This is what's actually going to help you develop as a trader, right? Like I said at the start of the video, analysis, backtesting, these are the things that are key and have their place, but trade journal is arguably one of the most important things to do as a trader. Same with markups, very important. Now, I know trade journaling isn't always the most fun activity to do, it's not the most entertaining thing, sometimes it can be boring, but it's one of those crucial things that you need to do in order to develop yourself as a trader. Without that, I don't really think you're going to develop. Like, you'll get to a certain point, but everything's in your head. You need to get everything out on paper. You need to talk about it. You need to get it out to actually improve and recognize certain habits that you do, recognize certain ways that you trade, emotional triggers. All these things are important to get out and actually learn from, because without that, you're not really going to improve. You know, I've been doing this for 4 or 5 years, 6 years, ASR, consistently, week upon week. I do mine every Friday and Saturday. I used to go into Starbucks on a Friday night and just get it done. All right, this was 4 or 5 years ago. Consistently do it week upon week and always improve yourself as a trader. And if you really stick to those processes, this is really going to develop yourself as a trader and lay the correct foundations so that you can succeed in the long term. Hope you all enjoyed this video. I'll see you on the next one.